Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liaoming. Homage to Master Sakya Zhengkong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dupten Dorshi. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of the group practice tonight, Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva. So, Panchagatsu, Tutan Siddhi, Tutan Kama. All Dharma masters, Dharma lecturers, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma tutors, temple and center directors, and all disciples present here and over the internet. Good evening, everyone. How do you do? Just now, when I opened my eyes, I thought it's daybreak, and yet it's still dark. It took me a long time before it came to me that we were practicing Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva. What can I do? When the MC was doing merit dedication, and so Grandmaster is highly energetic, how can I be fully or highly energetic? Now, the Dharma Seat is the bed. So in the ancient time, they call it the bed seat. What is it for? For sleeping. My favorite song, do you know which one? The lullaby. Who did this? Who said that? Lullaby. Before it's even started, I've fallen asleep. And when I woke up, is it daybreak? But it's not. And the merit dedication. When the MC was performing the merit dedication, I feel like my energy is not up to what I like to. Now I have to sleep 3 times a day. At night, to dawn, and Simo always wake me up before I get up. And around noon, I have to take a break. And I thought by taking a nap in the afternoon, I don't have to fall asleep on the Dharma throne, but I still did. So, do I also fall asleep? Also, when I do my Dharma practice, the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas always wake me up. But today it's the MC. And I heard it when she asked me to do the merit dedication. So please teach me a Dharma practice so that I don't fall asleep on this Dharma seat. Oh, a beautiful lady has no use. I would still fall asleep. Especially at our Lechang temple, they're all old ladies. And she said, having a beautiful lady would keep me awake, but no, that's not the case. Even if the beautiful lady is sleeping next to me, I would fall asleep. She may not, but I do. So find a way for Grandmaster, okay? Is there a way so that I don't fall asleep on this Dharma throne? But at the Rainbow Temple, I never fall asleep because I just woke up from my nap then. Because at the Rainbow Temple, it's at 3, right? So we had lunch till 2, and then I got upstairs and brushed my teeth, washed my face, and took a little nap. And then I wouldn't fall asleep. So the best way, after dinner, and then taking care of the teeth, I have to come here. So before dinner, that's at the True Buddha Foundation, I had to paint and perform a Dharma practice. So sorry about that. Please forgive me. No, falling asleep is falling asleep. Meditating is meditating. 2 different things. Meditation is, it's almost sleeping but not sleeping, and almost awake but not awake. That's meditation. And what is sleeping? Is when you're nodding your head like fishing. So I'll fall asleep again next week then. You know, the Handicapped Bodhisattva is the netherworld. So the netherworld is dark. Then of course you'll fall asleep. Even if you're not the savior of the netherworld, I still fall asleep. And I've said this, that Siddhikapa Bodhisattva used the method of the shepherd to deliver sentient beings. He's at the last, so he's willing to become a Buddha after all sentient beings become Buddhas. If sentient beings have not become a Buddha, then he would forever be in the netherworld, in hells, delivering and salvaging sentient beings. That's the greatest vow. That's why we refer to him as Siddhikapa Bodhisattva with the greatest vow. I almost lost my... So let me share a joke. Xiaomin went to the Chinese herbal store to buy some Chinese herbs, and the seller went to the back. So at the store, there's only Xiaoming and the parrot of the boss. So Xiaoming was looking at the parrot, and the parrot was looking at Xiaoming for about 1 minute. So all of a sudden, the parrot asked Xiaoming, "Are you a mute? Why don't you say anything?" So the parrot was very smart. And Xiaoming told him, "I can't speak." And the parrot said, "I know how to speak too." And Xiaoming said, "I know how to sing." And the parrot said, "I know how to sing too." And Xiaoming all of a sudden thought, I know how to fly. And the parrot said, "That's a bull." How could Xiaoming can fly? The parrot can. And that's another joke about the parrot. But it can only be understood by Taiwanese. Ing-u is the Chinese homophone. The security guard asked the parrot, which in Chinese is called Ing-u, "Why are you coming here to the presidential house?" "I'm looking for my younger brother." "Who's your younger brother?" And the Ing-u said, "That's Ing-ju," which is Ing-ju, the name of the president. It's a rhyme, right? Yeah, but this is only in Chinese words. Ing-u is number 5, and Ing-ju is number 9. That's President Ma Ing-ju. This is also the pun, the same. That's a Taiwanese joke. There are many jokes about the parrots. I will talk about it later, if there's time. The patient asked the doctor, I've lost sleep for 3 days. What should I do? The doctor said, okay, let me give you some pills. The red one, you will dream of Shirochen. The white one will let you dream of Cai Yiling. And the pink one, you will dream of Lin Zilin. These are all celebrities. And the patient asked, how about if taking them all? And the doctor said, sure. Then you can meet Deng Lijun, Teresa Teng, who had passed away. That's funny. Now, on the main subject, Q&A, homage to the lineage root Guru. This earthquake in Taiwan severely damaged my shrine. Some statues have broken their heads off or their bodies broken in half. So Grandmaster, please advise how to handle these damaged statues. Wow, so many questions. Question by Lianhua Cifan. Should I attempt to repair the statues by reattaching them? If it's not possible, how should these damaged statues be handled? And during this period, should formal incense offerings be made to invite the deities with damaged statues to reside in the realm of emptiness? And Grandmaster's photo or image and the frame, large image of Guan Yin Bodhisattva fell off the wall. Must we wait for a complete day before rehanging them? Because Grandmaster's Dharma image is at the center of my shrine. If it's not hung first, the other statues cannot be returned to their places. If the statues have been repaired and prepared, can consecration and blessing by Grandmaster during the group practice be achieved by holding a cell phone or smartphone towards the statues? Consecration and blessing on Sunday? Saturday? It's Sunday in Taiwan, but Saturday's group practice. Is there consecration? I didn't know that includes consecration. Take the smartphone toward the statues. The question number 5. Does the damage to the statues in my shrine indicate a warning to me? 6. Will it affect my future, my fortune and health? Oh, so many questions. Do you think too much? I have talked about this in the past, how to handle the statues. the statues are broken, you need to visualize the deities to rise to the sky. So that is the visualization of returning to emptiness. I cannot say, take an example of Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva, maybe anyone. So anyone that's broken, then you can ask that deity to return to their original place. If it's printed on papers or porcelain, and you cannot use it anymore, you can throw it away using this hand, this way. Actually, you can just have them return to the emptiness, or you can burn them. If something can be burned, you can burn it. If they cannot be burned, you can bury it. Like in your garden, your yard, you can bury them under the soil, under the ground. Or you bring them to clean places and bury them. Or you can burn them. If you can bury, you can burn, you can put them in flowing water. 3 different ways. So the statues that have been consecrated, you can ask them one by one to rise to the sky and return to their original place. This reference that they gave me is too little. So statues that can be repaired completely so that they return to their original shape, which I have one, and I call it the true treasure Golden Mother. And that statue was a statue of Golden Mother. When Master Piano was hanging the Kalachakra Tanka, he fell down and he broke the statue of Golden Mother to become tiny pieces. So Master Piano which is Master Piano and Sakura. Sakura and Piano took them, gathered the pieces, and glued them back together. And then they use all kinds of jewels, red, blue, yellow, so they're all adorned. So the statue is adorned with all sorts of gems, not just except the face. was in details. And then they brought him back now at the living room, and I called a true treasure Golden Mother. I just woke up, so I said the wrong words. So who did it that could repair it so well? It's piano. Oh, so you're very meticulous. It was in small pieces, and now you can't barely tell the whole statue as if it's whole, all covered with the treasure. So thank you. They're all gems. So as I said, if you can't repair the statue, then those that can be burned, you can burn, or you can bury, or you in the clean earth, or put it in flowing water. So you just invite them to return to the void or to the sky, to their original place. And Grandmaster's photo or image and the large image of Kuan Yin Bodhisattva are huge. Do we have to wait for the complete day? No, any day is fine. Yeah, you can hang them back on any day. And then you either lit an incense or you don't need to. So when the statues have been repaired or prepared, so take the smartphone toward the statues during the consecration and blessing by Grandmaster after the group practice. That's fine. So it's the same as being reconsecrated or blessed. So this damage to my statues in the shrine indicate a warning. Let me tell you, don't think about this. Will it affect my future, fortune and health? No, that's because of an earthquake. And it's not just for you, it's for the whole Taiwan. The earthquake was not specifically just for you. So please be rest assured. No problem. Everybody's the same. Don't think too much. Don't think in such details that everything is a warning. Sometimes people think too much. And you open your front door and you see a dog and you start thinking, oh, is there a problem? It's good that the dog comes, that a dog appears. Because the dog would bark, wang 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 in Chinese. And you see a cat. Oh, is that a warning? And they say meow meow. And then it's time for you to attend group practice. I went to the grocery to buy things. To the mall, and on the street, I heard somebody was arguing. What is the hottest and the coldest place? That's the tropics and the poles. And those people said, no, the hottest one is the crematorium, and the coldest one is the funeral, the refrigerator for the corpse. So everybody thinks differently. The husband asks the wife. No, the wife asks the husband, or the husband asks the wife. Oh no, the husband asks the wife, if I get Alzheimer when I'm old, what should we do? Oh, that's good. Then the woman you see every day is different. That's pretty funny. It's a joke. Why did you put a note like that? April 6th, Siddhikarpa Bodhisattva. Is to remind me if I fall asleep. Now we'll talk about Vimalakirti Sutra. It's chapter 8, continuing on. They appear to be a demon, yet following the wisdom of the Buddha and not adhering to other teachings. This statement they seem to be, or they appear to be deviant, to be evil, malicious. In the past, China has some strange things like talismans and mantras or spells. In the ancient Chinese culture, we already have those. They appear to be drawing talismans, but actually they are delivering sentient beings. Or chanting mantras. It's actually following the wisdom of the Buddha and not the other teachings. They seem to be deviant, but actually what they do are all the proper or the right ones. Vimalakirti said. Someone seems to be a demon, but actually internally they are endowed with the wisdom of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. They are following the Buddhism. They appear to be Sravaka, yet speak unheard of Dharma to sentient beings. They appear to be an arhat or Sravaka of the lesser vehicle, yet they could speak the Dharma of the greater vehicle. So a Sravaka is an arhat at the highest level. Yet they can teach the Dharma of the greater vehicle, the Dharma of the Bodhisattvas, although he's just an arhat. So, to speak the Dharma of the great Bodhisattvas, speak sentient beings. They appear to be a Pratyeka Buddha, yet accomplish great perfection, great compassion to teach and transform sentient beings. So Pratika Buddha is a lone realized one, but they can teach sentient beings with great compassion. They appear to be poor, yet possess the treasure hand of inexhaustible virtue. Although they look poor and have no money, but jewels adorn all their body. Although they're very poor, the Dharma they speak is a Dharma treasure, and they give this Dharma treasure to sentient beings. A very poor person, but what they say is all Dharma treasures. So sentient beings benefit from this giving. So a poor person who can speak true Buddha Dharma is a great giving. So Dharma jewels, the treasure hand of inexhaustible virtue. They appear to be disfigured, yet have all the marks of excellence to adorn themselves. They may be handicapped, they are handicapped, or they look ugly and disability, and with disability. But internally, just like the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, very dignified and magnificent. So don't judge if someone is ugly or disabled without arms and legs, and we should not look down upon them, because internally they are Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. That internally their appearance, their looks internally is very magnificent. So this is non-dual Dharma. Even the ugliest one is Buddha or Bodhisattva. But we cannot flip it around and say that Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are ugly. Although they are disabled, but they are still Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. They still appear very dignified and magnificent. They appear to be lowly, yet give rise to the family of Buddha seeds endowed with all virtues. And they do the lowest kind of work, but in their hearts, the Buddha seed endowed with all the merits of the Buddhas. And we have such a person in True Buddha School. Let me tell you, in Kaohsiung, I deliver a person, and do you know what they did? She was a prostitute. So her work was very lowly, right? A prostitute. I give Dharma teaching to her and she accepted it. And I give her a blessing. her Dharma name I still remember till now. And for the disciples earlier, only have 2 names, 2 words. And I don't know where she's now. Her Dharma name, now she must be very old. She's called Lian Bai. I think she's older than I am. When I delivered her, she was older than I am. So her name, Dharma name was Lian Bai, to signify that she's purified. And I heard that at the brothel, she transformed and delivered all her colleagues to take refuge. So all the other prostitutes also took refuge. So among Grandmaster's disciples, there were quite many prostitutes and also dance companion girls, as you all know. They took refuge. Lian Bai, of course, what she did was very lowly, but in reality, she was a Buddha and a Bodhisattva. Very dignified and incomparably dignified. So they appear to be lowly, yet give rise to the family of Buddha seeds endowed with virtues just like bodhisattvas. She delivered a huge group of prostitutes to let me bless them one by one. So in True Buddha School, there are many prostitutes and also dance schools. And some of them even became nuns, or one dance companion girls who became a nun. So don't judge that they do lowly work, but actually they are also endowed with Buddha seed and endowed with virtues. So that's very precious. They appear to be weak and ugly. So they look like very sickly. They look sickly, very weak. Yet attain the body of Narayana, heaven, the place or the Deva or the God with great power. So actually they are very powerful, just like that prostitute. She has great power. So by delivering one prostitute, she delivered hundreds of other prostitutes. So she was powerful. So don't think because they are lowly, they have no Buddha seeds. They are still adorned with magnificence. The same with the nightclub girls. So they appear to be lowly, yet give rise to the family of Buddha seed endowed with all virtues. They appear to be weak and ugly, yet they attain the body of Narayana Deva, delightful to all beings. Although they look very fragile and ugly, but they are delightful to all beings. Actually, all sentient beings are Buddha seeds. There is no exception. There is nobody that's inappropriate. Any sentient being is the seed of a Buddha. whether they are good or bad, lowly or ugly, strong or ill. So we should view all sentient beings that they are all Buddha seeds. Not including all humans, all sentient beings, meaning all living beings, not just humans. They all have seeds of the Buddha. So how about ghosts? Yes, ghosts too. How come ghosts are Buddha seeds too? Because when the ghosts cultivating, that they would reach a certain fruition and they would be called the ghost spirits or the sage, ghost sage. In Taoism, there are many levels of sagehood, and there are many different levels of fruition, and one of them is ghost sage, which is the sagehood reached by a ghost cultivating. So the intangible ghosts can also cultivate spiritually, and when they reach attainment, they become a ghost sage. Therefore, all sentient beings are Buddha seeds. So what Vimalakirti meant was that all sentient beings are Buddha seeds. Therefore, we cannot look down upon any single being or any person. If you look down upon any person, that means you are arrogant, you are proud, you are conceited, because we are equal to everybody. We are all Buddha seeds. So here you can break through friends and foes, or loved ones and despised ones. Because most people would like some people and dislike other people. So you like someone, that must be because there's something you like or something you dislike. But if you have attainment, then you cannot have despise or hatred. You treat everyone as a Buddha. So the Buddha teaches us that all sentient beings older than us should be treated as our parents, and those at the same age as us should be treated as our siblings, and those younger than us should be treated as our children. Yeah, you should think this way. This is the mindset you should have. Sakyamuni Buddha said that sentient beings, the minds, and the Buddhas are exactly the same, no difference at all. And not to mention human beings, even insects you cannot kill. Last night I did a bardo deliverance. I bardo deliver the viruses. Viruses are very tiny and can harm you. And yet I also bardo deliver all the viruses, all the germs. Even the germs, the viruses and bacteria are also Buddha seeds, and also mice and insects and all the ghosts, they are all Buddha seeds. As long as they are on the right path. Of course, there are also good ghosts and bad ghosts, evil ghosts. Actually, good or bad is also of the moment, fleeting. So sometimes I think in the past, the disciples that Grandmaster taught, some have left through the school, some even slandered through the school, but actually they're all Buddha seeds. So we cannot reprimand them. I wrote the book the Vajra wrathful face and the fire of anger of the clay bodhisattva, and a few books on the ghost witch. You know, actually that was not right to write those books. But this is in order to teach other sentient beings. So the merit or the credit of what I did, because for the sake of other people, and the faults of criticizing them would be equalized. Actually, I should not look down upon them. At those time, I did not know any better, so that was wrong to undermine others. Don't think that you are the right one, and you're the proper one, and they are the deviant one or the malicious one, because even the evil ones are also Buddha seeds. See, Vimalakirti is teaching us. Or they appear old and ill, like Grandmaster, 80 years old. We often say those elderlies in their 70s to 80s. 70s are considered old, and now I'm 80, it's even older. So, old and ill. Is there an old person without sickness? Old age and sickness are intertwined together. But when you see those, you should not feel dislike. You should have empathy and sympathy and compassion instead. So they appear to be old and ill, yet forever cut off the root of illness, transcending the fear of death. So these people, although they're old and their body is sick, but their mind and their heart are not sick. And they have transcended life and death. And the proofs of their spiritual cultivation is unborn, non-arising and non-ceasing, and they can deliver sentient beings. So they appear old and ill, but actually they have no illnesses, and they can deliver sentient beings. So old people are usually intertwined with sickness. It's not possible to be free from illnesses when you're old. I had a good friend, doctor, called Zhang Iso, Zhou Iso. My memory. Yes, Mr. Dr. Zhou. He graduated from Japan medical school and went back to Taiwan, and he had a very good medical skill. And he told me a statement. When a baby is born, there must be some part of their body that's weaker, and because of that problem that would make them die. So this Dr. Zhou, who's also a PhD, told me that any part of the body that's weak, that would be the cause of their death, because that would be the same organ that would deteriorate first, that would cause them to die. Also related to hereditary. So it's also hereditary. It's science now. So like the diseases of the parents, the children will have the same tendencies. The blood pressure of my parents sometimes are over 200. So my own blood pressure is also high. But good thing I've found good doctors, so I maintain my blood pressure at 130s now. My mom used to pray a lot every day. I was talking about it at the dinner table tonight. Before you die in the future, what is the best way? The fastest, that you don't have to be bedridden or at the hospital for a year or two. The best kind is heart attack. Then you die. Or brain hemorrhage, but you don't want to be in a coma. It has to be a bad one, and then you just die very fast, like my mother. She knew that she was about to die. She usually bathed at night, but in the afternoon she showered and washed her hair, and then as soon as she laid down or in a coma and she died, she passed away. That's how my mom was. And she usually always prayed to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, when I die, let me die fast so that I don't stay in the hospital, becoming a burden to the children and family. And in Tantric Buddhism, how should we go? Doesn't matter what illness that you suffer from, it would take time. Like say kidney failures, or liver, or digestive system. Like Sakyamuni Buddha was because of dehydration and digestion. But it was also fast for this Buddha. People made a banquet offering, and on the way home, he had food poisoning before even returning to the monastery, and he passed into parinirvana. Was very fast too. That was due to dehydration. And the best kind of dying, not every day. I mean, you practice opening the poa, and after it's open, you practice once a month. And after you do that practice, when your body is already weak, about to go, and you use your last breath, and you use the life chi that's usually immovable, but you move it and following the central channel to the apex opening, and then leaving the body. And the yidam is above your crown, and you enter into the central channel of the yidam, reaching into his heart. Then you will go to the place of the yidam, or the pure land of the yidam. So the best way in Tantric Buddhism is the poa practice, which means the opening of the apex. the tip of the crown, opening of the tip of the crown or the apex. That's, see, Grandmasters, can you see? You can tell. There is an opening here at the apex. You use the qi that you usually practice, and you use the treasure-based energy yoga to push the life qi, you follow the central channel, and then through the apex to leave the body. That would be the best kind. Or if you're sick in the hospital and you encounter a good master, and then they help you to open the gate to heavens, and then close off all the gates to the human realm, to the ghosts and animal and all the other realms. So the opening to the earth, which is the urination and excretion at the bowel holes, and then the gate to the human, which is the navel, and ghosts. The gates to the ghostly realms are just from the eyes, ears, nose, mouth. Those are all blocked. And just opening the gate to heaven, which is the apex. And blocking the gate to hells, which is the 2 holes at the bottom, the sacral. And then to block the gate to the human, which is the navel. And to block all the roads to the ghostly realms, which is all the orifices on the head. Only the gate to heaven at the apex is open. But you need to encounter the best kind of guru in order to be able to do that. If you can't encounter such a master, you have to rely on yourself, on your own practice to open the apex. And you use all the qi and push them into the treasure vase, and to push it into the central channel, and then to move the life qi, and then move up the central channel, and then leave through the apex opening. That's the best kind of death. Nothing else. So old and ill, you cut off the root of illnesses, which means you actually have no illnesses, and you transcend life and death. You're not afraid of life or death. They appear to possess resourceful wealth, yet constantly observe impermanence truly without desire. We can say that Grandmaster has resourceful wealth. I have resources. I drive a Rolls Royce, which is the best kind of cars. And I live, Maserati is also a nice car, nice sport car. The passenger and sport car. It sounds really cool. When they hear the sound, they would just look a little. So that's really quite cool when you drive the Rolls Royce. So we are the foreigners actually. And they would stick their thumb out. Rolls Royce. How many Rolls Royces do you see in Seattle? It's been several years. I haven't seen another one. I only see that one. Nianqi, you drive my car to fill the gas. Did they show their thumb? So that's the best. My residences are the best, and I have wealth. And they appear to be to be greedy, driving the best cars, live in the best houses, and also have resources. And disciples making offering, and I kept saying, no need, no need. And they became sad because they think too much, and maybe there's a meaning or disaster for Grandmaster not accepting. So they have to push it into me. Or maybe I don't like them or something. So I had to accept them. I did not want those few pennies. But that's not what I meant. So they appear to possess resourceful wealth, yet constantly observe impermanence truly without desire. I often think that Simu is experiencing impermanence, but Simu has done so much in True Buddha School. Together, I only do 20%, and Simu does 80%. I only do 20% for True Buddha School to be running. Is that right? And she did a lot of interpersonal thing, internal administration, personnel, rules, building temples, and also making donations everywhere. And I'm rather quiet. I don't speak much. I only speak on the Dharma throne, but not at any other times. So Simu has done great merit for True Buddha School. So now she has wealth. We have wealth, but what use? When we got married, we were empty-handed. She was from a very poor family, and all her dowry was one bicycle. We had no money. She had no money. And of course, a few other things, not just the one bicycle, but the most expensive one was her bicycle. I was also empty-handed, but she was very good at entertaining guests. And for my spiritual consultation, she was accepting the phone calls, taking care of the housework, and she took care of everything. And I just give spiritual consultations and divinations. And then we built True Buddha School, and all I did do is give Dharma teachings. So 80% was all done by her. But I know human life is impermanent. So she's also impermanent, and I'm also going through impermanence. And then in the future, I will return all the wealth to everyone. The other day, I have talked about it, that the house that I live in now would be returned to True Buddha School, and tantric quarters and Sangyendu Foundation will belong to the people too. And I donated one time to Sangyendu Foundation. That was 250,000. That was very tiny. And actually, for this Taiwan disaster, I was going to give more. There were 3 parties in Taiwan, KMT and DPP and one more. And what they donated is the same as what Grandmaster donated. So we do many things, some publicly, some privately. So we know all these things are impermanent. So we are not greedy toward money or name. I myself have no desire at all. Maybe you think I do. The next one. They appear to have wives, concubines, and ladies, yet always stay far from the mire of the 5 desires. Vimalakirti had a wife, had many concubines, many mistresses, and Guru Padmasambhava, he also appeared. He had 5 great Buddha mothers, Ichichoga, Mandarawa, Sakyadevi, Kalachidi, and Tashi children. And the more famous ones, 25 Buddha mothers. And then the ones, nameless ones, 20,000 of them. 20,000 Buddha mothers or consorts. But did he have any desire? No. He performed those with pure heart and mind. He had no desire. That's how it is. The same with Vimalakirti. He had a wife. He had mistresses and countless goddesses following him. They are uncountable. So, on the appearance, they have wives and concubines and ladies, which is like goddesses. Yet Vimalakirti always stayed far from the filth and the 5 desires, which is of wealth, sensual pleasures, sleep, name, and food. He's talking about himself. They appear to have wives, concubines, and ladies, yet stay far from the mire of 5 desires. So he had a wife, and he had so many other wives, and so many heavenly goddesses following him. But he had none of the 5 desires. Impermanence, they have no desire for this. No greed. Vimalakirti was extremely wealthy. Vimalakirti was the richest person in that village or town. Now do you understand? Let me share a joke. The most suffering is not that to get in line to buy something, it's that when you get there, it's sold out. A chicken speaks with the cow. Chicken said, people make us lay so many eggs, and yet they don't want any children. And the cow say, so many people drink my milk, but nobody calls me mom. A Taiwanese went overseas, and the custom officer opened the luggage, and there's 7 underwears. Sunday, Monday, Saturday. So the custom officer understood, oh, I see, underwear one day. And then the French only have 5 underwears a day. Only. And how about Saturday and Sunday? They don't wear any underwears. So the custom officer let it go. Because Saturday, Sunday was romantic days, so no need for underwears. And then an African also came, and they have 12 underwears. And I was wondering, what's going on? And the African said, 12 months in a year. Oh, I apologize if we have African Americans here, but this is a joke. You know, it's good to be a monk wearing these lama skirts. The Tibetan lamas wear lama skirts, and there's a benefit to the lama skirt. It's very easy to do your things. Second, it's cool. Third, you don't have to wash underwears.